Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? Welcome in, welcome in. It's kind of the Lethal Collective tonight, Monday night, baby, and we're
Is it
rocking and
though?
rolling.
It's kind of like the Killzone Collective.
It's the Killzone. I like that. It's the Killzone Collective tonight. I'm joined, as always, by the absolutely wonderful The Night Watch Zone. What's going on, dude?
Oh, not much, man. I'm just glad we got a chance to jump on here, man. I'm excited. I'm excited.
We made this happen, and we said we're gonna do it no matter what.
That's
And
right.
that's
We'll do it live.
we'll fuck it. We'll do it live. And here we are. Here we are doing it live, baby. So thank you for being with us. Thanks for hanging. And hopefully you enjoy this impromptu stream. So there's a lot of fun things to talk about, I feel. But like we were just talking about backstage, my friend, we have a new trailer for Insidious Part 6 dropping very soon in a couple of hours here. Now, just to kind of kick this thing off, we have a lot of things to talk about. A lot of insane announcements have come through in just the last couple of hours. But are you excited for Insidious Chapter 6?
I'm really excited. I mean, this is a franchise that just keeps on chugging along. Obviously, James Wan starting this thing off, way back in the day. This was actually before The Conjuring, if I
Yeah.
remember correctly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when I first saw the first film, bro, I was just so impressed. I love it. I love it. It has that old school vibe. It's a little bit of a different tone than the Conjuring films, and I love those too. But anyways, um, this franchise is doing horror in a way that reminds me of some of my favorites from the back in the day, whether it's something like The Changeling or Poltergeist or those types of films. So I'm excited to see where we're going to go with Insidious 6, man. Just even saying it's like, wow, they truly have arrived. I think once you get past 4, you're there. If you get to a number 5 in a franchise, you're there basically. You know what I'm saying?
It's like a fully fleshed out franchise. I
Yeah.
totally hear you on that. And
Yeah.
I think that's what's really exciting about it's super exciting because I feel like Insidious is one of those franchises that has built a lot of steam as the years have gone along. I don't know if every movie has gotten better than the last. I don't know if I would argue that, but you see fans show up in droves to these movies every single time. Did you know
Yeah.
every single Insidious film has made like a lot more money than the previous one so far?
Yeah, it's crazy. I did know that because, listen, and Patrick Wilson, I love Patrick Wilson, but I think we had talked about the last Insidious film on one of the collective streams, and I was just like so impressed at the box office. I was like, this is awesome news, and I thought it was a pretty good film. That was his directorial debut, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think he did. Look, it's not easy to direct a film. You know that much better than I do. But I thought Patrick did some great stuff in that movie, and yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to see what they're gonna do in this movie. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm really excited because we're kind of going back down to just kind of basics with the franchise. The last one was almost like the legacy sequel in a way,
Yeah.
right? It was kind of going back to the family from the first two movies. Now we're back to just kind of square one. Mostly new characters. Lynn Shay is back as Elise Rayner, but that's it. And I'm so here for that. I mean, you can't make
Yeah.
an Insidious film without her, I feel.
Right. Yeah. Well, you know what? It's so funny because and I know I'm not going to go on a rant. I'm going to promise you that before I even say
Go
this.
on the rant, dude.
But for whatever reason, all of a sudden, John Kramer came into my head, right? and, and I remember James Wan had said, one thing that they regretted was, of course, what happened at the end of the original Insidious with Lynn getting like, and it's like, right? What were you guys thinking? Elise is amazing, but they did find ways to build out the mythology, to build up, the other characters involved and so forth. So, maybe it was kind of like a good thing in a way too, because they didn't have to necessarily just rely on Elise, but I do think she's an amazing character. She's an anchor character for sure.
I also think they've done a really good job at finding ways to bring her into the story, if it's the prequel films or even like as a
Yeah.
ghost in some of the sequels. I mean, it's
Yeah.
ridiculous, but man, I don't know. I'm never going to be upset about seeing Lynn Shay on screen in something. She's always great.
She is.
She is our horror grandma, and we love her to death. So
That's right. They don't call her the mother of horror for nothing. She's amazing.
yes. Exact 100%. I cannot wait to see this new one, whatever they've cooked up. We got a brand new director. We got almost an entirely brand new cast outside of Lin Shaye. They shot it in Australia, so you got to love that. There's a
Hmm.
lot to love about this film. I can't wait for it. Out of the Further is what they're calling it, and it sounds like it's going to be similar to Stranger Things season 5 in the sense that the Further is now bleeding into the real world and the demons are running loose. I
Yeah.
I mean, I'm here for it. You know, I think it's got
Yeah.
to be better than Stranger Things, right?
We can only hope, right? Don't get me going on Stranger Things 5, bro. But I will say this. The whole concept of the Further always intrigued me, from the very first film. And I'll be honest with you, I had always thought to myself, that would be so cool if it bled into the real world or, something to that effect. So I think I'm glad they're going with it. I know some people may say, well, that's not a very original idea, but I think they can make it still very fresh the way that they, kind of craft the story around that. And you could definitely
Yeah.
get some good scares, you know.
Yeah. Oh, 100, dude, 100%. I think even in, like, we were talking about Insidious 5 a second ago. That
Mhm.
to me, I was like, I'll be honest, probably my least favorite from the franchise, but it's not terrible. I mean, it's not an
No.
unwatchable film. It's no Night Swim, okay?
It's no Scream 7.
It's no Scream
Let me
7.
stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. People, listen, guys, don't get mad. This is Jake's channel. I said it. I'm sorry. I just wanted to get him to laugh, But sorry, but no, Insidious 5 was fun. The only thing, and I think we talked about this too on the collective. Well, not the only thing, but the biggest thing to me is leaning into the nostalgia of it all. That's fine, but you gotta pay it off more. The red
Yeah.
faced demon. It's like, bro, we gotta get more of that. They had those like little moments, and I'm like, keep going, keep going. Where is it at? And so, yeah.
They had the scares. I don't think they had the story. That was my thing about 5. I actually was like, oh shit, the scares here deliver, man. There's some good stuff. The MRI machine sequence with Patrick
Yeah.
Wilson, that was terrifying.
Was. I loved that. That was very well done. Like the tension in that, the camera work, everything. That was a beautiful scene. I loved that one. You're right. Almost have forgotten about that.
Dude, yeah, I've seen 5 a few times now, and
Mm.
if I've come around to it, I don't. Again, it's still probably at the bottom of my rankings, but I still think there's a lot to love with that one. And I think that that's my thing about Insidious. It is consistently delivered on a certain aspect in all 5 films. Like you will get a good jump scare in every single movie, and if you're into that, this is a franchise for you. Some of the stories are certainly weaker than others. I think the stories of the last 2 movies, especially, have been kind of like either paced weird or there was something about it that didn't pay off. Something was off, and that's that's okay. You get that in entries 4 and 5 of most franchises.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, no doubt. I don't know, man. I mean, like I said, I think that hopefully they're planning something good for this one. That would be great to see. Something that really like makes you say, "Wow, that was great."
Yes.
I definitely think it has the possibility of being as strong, if not stronger, than the last 2. I mean, and they weren't bad movies like you said, but yeah, I know that they could have tightened it up a bit more. Like 5 definitely it needed more of a story. Let's just be honest. It was basically just, hey guys, remember these people? The
Now they're in
family's broken
college.
up. Now they're in
Yeah.
college. The family's broken up, but it's like, why do we always gotta break up families and stuff or break up couples? Like,
Dude,
doesn't that seem like kind of, and I'm not trying to, point fingers, definitely not pointing fingers at Insidious, but it seems like it's a little bit of a tired trope. you
it,
know?
dude, I feel like every Spielberg movie or Spielberg continuation kind of did that, and now like all these other filmmakers are like, oh, that's a cool way to continue a story because there's drama there or something.
Yeah.
At least that's my frame of reference for it. Like, I mean, like if we're talking about like Jurassic Park 3 is a weirdly good example of that, where it's like, why would these two break up? They would never break. They're perfect for each other, and I feel the same way about Renee and Josh here in Insidious. I mean, I know Insidious Chapter 2 was probably fucking weird with everything they went through in their relationship, but I'm just like, these two are like perfect for each other. What's going on?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I mean, again, I don't want to try to paint the world as sunshine and rainbows and all of that, but I think you can still have some dramatic weight in the story. You can still have some great moments for an actor or actress without always breaking them down and making them, miserable or alone or pissed off at the world or what have you. There's other things that you can do. And I'm not saying it's easy. I don't want to make it sound like, I'm saying it's easy to do it, but I just think that at this point you just see it so often.
Yeah.
Like, come on, guys. Can't someone get happy as they get older? Can't couples like stay together? I'm not saying it's a perfect relationship, but I mean,
horror movies can have happy endings. There's nothing wrong with that, especially with characters we love. Yeah, you would hope so, right? After all that suffering, and people sometimes deserve a good ending. So,
yeah.
No, I feel it. We got some great people joining us tonight. We got Critical Overlord saying this new one is like Buffy season 2 Halloween episode. Apparently, I have never seen an episode of Buffy. Knight, have you ever seen Buffy?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't watched all of them, which I feel so bad about that because I absolutely love Sarah Michelle Gellar, but I know enough. But that could be fun.
Sarah Michelle Gellar. I'm not worthy. That's how I feel about her.
Worthy.
Dude.
I'm telling you, and I was just talking about Ready or Not 2 again the other night, and I just want to say it one more time. She was absolutely amazing and just amazing in that film. She just needs to do more stuff.
I think she's amazing in everything I've ever seen her in, so I'm shocked I've never tried Buffy. I can't believe I never went in and gave that show a shot. So at some point we're going to be watching it on this page. We've been talking about it a lot on these streams, but I got to give it a shot, man. I love Sarah Michelle Gellar. She can do no wrong. So at the very least, I know the performances are great on that show.
Yeah. No, she's awesome. She really is.
We got Erica hanging out with us too. Thank you for modding. Thanks for the love. Saying Knight's got some spice to him tonight. Knight's always got some spice. We love that. Roberta's gonna forgive you just this once for the Scream 7 hate.
It was right there. I had to swing for the fences. It was great.
I love it. Oh man, it's fueling me up. So that's why I appreciate it. Gina's saying you're just trying to put me off watching Scream 7 because I'm sick of hearing about it.
Yeah, right.
Rip the Band-Aid off. That's all I can say.
You have to.
I guess you have to see it as a Scream fan, but ooh, man.
You do. I literally would love, and maybe I'll do that at some point because I'm going to be watching it for the second time soon. I would just love to get, a bunch of Scream fans together, and just kind of hash it out. Put up a poll, or something like that, because you can see the frustration. It's palpable out there, as much as we love it and love the franchise, it is what it is.
I think that there's just so much to get right about Scream that it's really hard. It's a hard franchise to go on for 7 movies,
Yes.
I think no matter what you do at this point, you're going to make someone unhappy. So love the film, hate the film. However you feel about it, I get it. That's where I'm at with it. Magnificent logo. Hello. Your logo is always magnificent. I mean, a dog. I can't fucking beat that. I don't know about you,
right?
Nate, but
I can't.
Nothing beats a dog. I mean, come on now. Jill's alive. You're not stupid. We love you. Thanks for hanging out with us. So much love. Val's Views, I think, was throwing tomatoes at me. I was trying to find that comment, and I missed it. So for whatever reason you're throwing tomatoes at me, I'm so sorry. So much love.
But I do know this, and shout out to Val, because Val was waiting for the Lethal Collective stream, and she was messaging me, and I was messaging her back. And then when I said, okay, well, Jake's going live, I'm gonna be on there too, and she had just like big smile. She's like, I'll be there. I'm like, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's the level of commitment we're talking about.
And we appreciate that so much. Even, plans they go belly up sometimes. That's just what happens. And you just gotta, the show must go on, as they say, right?
You gotta make lemonade out of lemons.
Precisely, man. I love it. Austin Allman is a channel member. Thank you for your support, my friend. So psyched for Behind the Mask 2. Dude, I could do jumping jacks right now. I'm so excited for this. Knight, have you heard about this insane update we got this week?
Yeah, and the first film is just, it's a classic. It's so underrated too, man. It is criminally underrated. But yeah, I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it. And this is a great time to do it. I
Yeah.
think. Like you've got a landscape that is, I mean, don't I'm not ranting on Scream, okay? But I'm just saying, Scream has come and gone, and you still have a lot of space, for a slasher, for a horror film, especially that has a little bit of legacy behind it, years behind it. This is the time to do it. So I'm excited to see what they come up with. The original, or I should say the first film, um, was just so creative too. Like, it's awesome. It really is.
Dude, it's a crazy hidden gem. I mean, like, I can't believe
Yeah.
more people don't talk about it. It's and Scream fans especially, like if you're a Scream fan hanging out with us, which I know pretty much all of you are, you got to see behind I mean, it's meta. It is all about slasher movies. It's all about building a new slasher. I mean, it's, oh my god, it's great. It's so great. Robert Englund's in it. It's a really fucking awesome watch, and the fact that they're doing a sequel, it's so exciting. So I cannot wait for this movie, and when the Kickstarter goes live, I will be supporting it. I don't care where I am financially. I'm figuring it out. I want to be a part of that in some way if I can. So
Hell yeah. It's
dude,
been what, 20 years, right?
exactly 20 years. 2006 is when it came out. So yeah,
It's like, let's go, man. The rise again of Leslie Vernon. Let's do it.
I'm so hyped up, dude. Bring it on. I can't wait for the sequel. It's gonna
What
be
if they
fun.
call it the fall of Leslie Vernon? Wouldn't that be some? Look, and look, I'm just saying for the fun of it. I don't know how serious I am, but that would be kind of interesting.
That might be like the third part of the trilogy, or well, maybe that would be the middle part. Like the rise, the fall, and the comeback would be part 3. There we go.
Yeah. Hey, it writes itself. It writes itself.
The hero's journey, baby. Let's go. I love it,
man. This is sauce for the goose.
Sauce for the goose. Oh, I love that. That's my favorite phrase ever, by the way. You said that the other night, and I'm just like, that's like, I want that on my tombstone when I die. He is now sauce for the goose. But anyways, Sarah has been a member for 28 months. Thank you for the support for that long, Sarah. You're amazing. Hope you both are having a great Monday. I think we are. Are you having a great Monday night?
Man, I'm sitting here talking movies with you. I'm having laughs, talking to these folks that are watching and people that'll be watching the replay. What more could you ask for as a movie fan,
It's great. It's, oh my god, it's a wonderful thing. Like I used to just talk in the corner of my room about movies to myself like a crazy person. Now I do it as a job, and I don't have to go to the loony bin anymore. It's amazing. Right? I mean, oh my god. I made I've made it, truly. So Sarah, I'm having a great Monday because I'm not in a straitjacket. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you for being a member. Austin Allman has been a member for 4 months. Thank you, Austin. What do y'all think of Behind the Mask 2? We kind of just told you all about our thoughts with that, but we are so excited again. Yeah. And I think, I at least speaking for myself, I'm sporting that Kickstarter when it goes live, dude. Like the moment it goes up, where I'm making something happen. I want to see this movie. This movie's long overdue. I cannot stress it enough. Oh.
It is. It's the type of movie that like it kind of came under the radar, and for a lot of the hardcore, horror folks that would find movies, through word of mouth or just whatever. We saw this movie, and again, it was just criminally underrated. But I think those of us that have seen it, either back in the day or even up until recent times, I think you got to give it so much credit for being creative and fun, and yet still effective as a slasher. So yeah, I definitely want to see this thing keep going.
Dude, yeah, 100%. I love these movies that got meta all of a sudden, like in the late 2000s, early 2010s. If it's Cabin in the Woods, Tucker and Dale versus Evil, this one, there's a great little resurgence of meta horror from this time period, and to see it still kind of rear its head here, I think is wonderful. So hopefully we get a Cabin in the Woods 2 as well. That would be great. That would be my next big thing that I want.
Dude, I love Cabin in the Woods.
Yes.
When I first saw that movie, it was almost like it was a revelation, because when you see it for the first time and you don't know, you know what I'm saying, and it starts going on, and you're like, what? Like, that's, I mean, and I know every movie can't be like that, nor should they try, but that type of experience is so fun as a movie viewer, and Cabin in the Woods. Man, it's such a fun movie. Every time I think about it, and I watch it quite often, It's great. I would love to see them do something else.
They could make that a whole franchise. I feel like,
Oh yeah.
genuinely, like you don't
Oh
have
yeah.
to. It's another situation like we were just talking about with Insidious, where yeah, okay, sure, the whole planet has been destroyed by the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Spoilers, I guess, but we could do prequels. We could do, you know, we
Yeah.
could show other parts of the world dealing with the same thing. You know what I mean? Different stories that have happened in this universe previously.
Yep.
There's so many routes they could go with Cabin in the Woods. So
That's true.
if we don't get at least one more or some sort of legacy sequel when, you know, all these other films are getting continuations, come on, is what I say
I
to that.
know. I know. I agree, man. It's like, let's, give us our moment. That was such a fun movie, bro. When Sigourney Weaver came out at the end, I'm like,
Oh
are
my
you
God.
freaking serious? They got Ripley in this. What are we doing? I was like,
Possibly
it was great.
possibly one of the best third acts of a horror movie. I mean, just ever.
Yes.
Cameos are great, monsters are great. I just it's a
The
showcase. Dude.
merman.
The
It was
merman
like,
is
get
so
the
good.
fuck
Oh
outta
man.
here.
I love it. It's kind of a masterpiece.
It really is, man. All the friggin' monsters. It's crazy. It's funny. I remember when I was first doing the Lethal opening, and it's that part because I remember that Fate said, because I asked all of you guys, and I kind of knew. I was like, tell me a movie that you really, really love. And Fate said Cabin in the Woods. And I was like, I know exactly what part to put in this thing because it was just like, let's get this party started, and then boom. And I was just like, yeah, that movie is so great. They got to do another one.
They do. They really do, man. I love that in our intro too. That's badass. It's a really cool scene. Josh is throwing $5 out there. Thank you so much. This is Josh Petrino, of course, the VFX artist behind Terrifiers 2, 3, and the upcoming Eli Roth's Ice Cream Man, which the new teaser just dropped for today. And my God, that thing was hot as hell. You're saying, are you going to do a reaction to the Ice Cream Man teaser? I have one up on Instagram right now. It is. I can't post it on YouTube because YouTube's all finicky with that, but I do have one over on Instagram and TikTok. And hey, if that director, whoever the fuck that guy is, shares it, I would be so happy about that. I would kiss you on the lips, Josh, if you were okay with that. But also you have a gift. I will take any and all gifts, especially if they come from this weird ass director. I mean, I don't know what's going on, but wherever it's coming from, I'll take it. I'm down. So,
Oh man,
I'm sweating after this comment a little bit. So I'm just so excited. Josh, thank you for the 5. I love Eli Roth. Give me all the Eli Roth movies, please.
Yeah, he's got such a great mind, bro. I mean, he's a student of horror,
Yeah.
and I love that about him. It's like, that he's invested. I'm not saying, other directors aren't, but he truly loves horror and is a fan of horror, and he literally would be right here doing what we're doing, if he wasn't who he is.
Oh, dude, 100%. And you get him in the conversation. Like I've seen interviews with him where we just start talking about horror movies or something, and then like he'll just go on a whole tangent. It's great. He's got a passion for it. Have you seen the Ice Cream Man teaser yet?
I did.
What are your thoughts, man?
It's crazy, man. Like you said, and I think that the thing about Eli Roth is he's just got like he's odd as hell in the best way, as far as just what he does with his films, the way he looks at making movies, but he always delivers. Like even in a couple of things that I didn't think worked 100% for me personally as a fan, I could still appreciate what he does, and I could still be on board enough, and I just can't wait to see more of what he's going to do.
Knock Knock was that movie for me. I don't know if you've seen that one or not.
Yes.
I don't know if I love that movie, but I appreciate the hell out of it because it is so different and so weird. And I'm just like, okay, I'm like, that was a really interesting watch, if nothing else. And I it's just such a different role for Keanu Reeves too, which is so weird.
I know, right?
But I love like his early, like Cabin Fever and Oh man, what's the Hostel? I don't know why I forgot that
Hostel,
one, but
yeah.
I love those movies, and I feel like Ice Cream Man is calling back to that more so than some of his like he's gotten into some weirder things recently, and that not to say that those are bad, but
Yeah.
just a little different than what he typically does. If it's Borderlands, if it's Thanksgiving, these are
Hmm.
just a little more different than what he typically gets into, and Ice Cream Man just feels so pure and unfiltered Eli Roth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I think that I think he felt that too, because he's definitely, when you say artist, I think there's a lot of that in him as well, and he definitely likes to celebrate those things that move his needle. And those are the types of things. Borderlands, bro, I mean, and I'll be honest, I didn't see Borderlands because, I just so much talk about it and a couple of my buddies, but this is definitely more in his vein. You're right, 100%.
Yeah, and I am excited for Thanksgiving too, which
Oh
is
yeah.
that still happening? I don't know, but I hope it does. Did you like the first Thanksgiving? What were your thoughts
Oh
on that?
hell yeah. Oh
Yeah.
hell yeah, man. I think, listen, Thanksgiving to me, like A to Z, I think it checked off all the boxes that I want in a slasher. It had his tone of dark humor. It had the brutality. It was over the top, but it was still kind of controlled, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the cast. I enjoyed the finale. I loved the opening.
Yeah.
I think it's a friggin' great movie. And when he originally talked about how it was greenlit and he wanted to take his time with the story and make sure that they got it nailed down, I was so happy to hear that, because it would have been so easy for him to just jump into it and let's just do a sequel and put it out there. But I'm glad that he wanted to just take a step back and work on the story and try to feel like at least that he is 100% confident in what they're going to do. That takes a lot of maturity, for a director as well. And whatever he comes up with, I know I'm going to enjoy to some degree at least, if not love it. So I can't wait for it, man. And again, this is another um, possible slasher franchise, obviously, and slasher icon. I mean, yeah, I'm really John Carver. I mean, come on,
Yeah.
man. Like,
Dude.
bro, there was some great scenes with him just acing people out. And I'm like, this is the type of, I know people are probably going to say, I keep saying this type of stuff, but this is the type of creativity and the kills and the vibe that I wanted out of something like I Know What You Did Last Summer 2025. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, they were able to have some freshness in the way that he was dispatching his victims, and he was cool. The cinematography worked. I mean, John Carver is the shit.
Oh my god, dude, the kills in that movie are like next level. Like genuinely that's so fucked up, and I loved every second of it. I mean, I was a kid in the candy store just watching that whole film. I was like,
Yep.
"Oh man, this is exactly what I want from like a good murder mystery slasher." Kills are
Mhm.
over the top. I genuinely feel like they thought about who the killer was going to be, and that is something so consistent throughout the entire film. That one on rewatch is amazing because there's so many clues that are like, holy shit, how did I not see that the first time?
Yeah.
We're literally mimicking Michael Myers in the opening scene with this character. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my god, I didn't even pick up on that. That's crazy. So I
Yeah.
love that about Thanksgiving. It's just so incredibly well done. If you
Mhm.
haven't seen it, you got to check it out. And that opening scene alone is worth your time.
Yes.
I love when a movie just like grabs you in the first 10 minutes, and this is
Yep.
one of those movies, like undeniably.
No doubt about it. When we saw it in the theater, so many people were just like, ranting and raving, and it really got your blood going. And I thought that
Yeah.
that was so smart and so well done. It really is a great film, and I know a lot of people love it, and it did well. And of course, that's why a sequel was greenlit. But I almost feel like it should have even more popularity than it does. But we'll see.
I 100% agree, and I really do want a sequel because that to me that's like my murder mystery slasher franchise at this point. Like I'm loving this great reveal. Give us another one for the sequel, whatever you want to do with it. As long as you deliver on those crazy kills and some fun Thanksgiving themed antics, I'm down for it, dude. I won't say
Yep.
no.
I agree.
Josh, thank you again for having us spiral into an entire Eli Roth rant. I'm always down for one of those. So thank you for the 5, and thank you for all the kindness, support of the page. Really does mean a lot, man. Erica is also hanging out with us, throwing $2 out there. 31 viewers, but only 20 likes. Go hit that button. What?
Do it.
Guys, hit the like
Do
button. Do it.
Do it. Young Skywalker.
Do it, or we'll talk like that for the rest of the stream.
Could you imagine that? Like, even if we did it for like a couple minutes straight without letting go, bro, that would be amazing. I don't know if people would like it, but it'd be so damn funny.
We'd probably lose everybody, but we would be fucking cracking up the entire time, and that's what
Right.
matters.
Right.
Scream H will feel the power of the dark side. Something like that. I don't know, man. But but Erica, thank you for the 2. And yes, hit the like button if you want. If you're not a square, But thanks for the 2. Kay is hanging out with us, saying came into the chat to see we are talking about slashers, and here I am once again with Harper's Island. I need to see it. Have you seen this?
I have not seen it yet. I know that Kay had mentioned it before, and also our good friend Sarah, and I believe Steven was a big fan of it as well, because I keep hearing about it. And I just haven't had a chance to watch it, but it is on my list. I actually do have a list of stuff that I've got to watch written out. So I don't know. Maybe I got to jump in it sooner than planned.
I wish I could just pause time and then just go through my entire watch list. That would be insane.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be really cool. There's so many things I got to watch, and TV series in particular are tough for me because I'll watch the first 3 episodes of something and then I will forget about it. And it's not even the show might be good too. I genuinely will be like, oh, I'm moving on to something else. It's been 3 days. What do I want to watch? That's just how my brain operates, sadly. So TV shows have always been tough for me to get through, but at some point I got to watch this. It's quick. I think it's only 1 season, 2K. We've talked about this before on the page. I got to get through that at some point. Deep Red Mikey saying howdy. Thank you for being a member. What's up? Hey. Julie's also with us. Yo. Hey. Welcome in. Thank y'all for being channel members. We appreciate that. We see you. Wayne is also with us in the future in Sydney, Australia. What has happened to the Lethal Collective? We've lost a member. I don't know what where fate is. I miss him though. I want to give him a hug.
He could be on Harper's Island.
He's on Harper's Island.
He could be. It's the mystery, right?
And we haven't seen it, so that makes sense as to why we don't know where he is. There we go. Crazy stuff. I love it. People are asking about the Insidious trailer. It is not out yet. We are talking about it because we're so excited for it, and we need it right the fuck now. I'm just so hyped. I've literally been sitting in my chair all day just waiting for this thing. I don't know where it is, but it's coming tonight probably during Sony's panel at CinemaCon, which starts at 9:30 Eastern time. That's about an hour and a half away. So, I will at least be live for a little bit. Maybe not all the way up until then, but we're going to be talking about it. That's for sure. Peyton's throwing 5 out there. Thank you for the support. You're saying, hey guys, sorry I'm late. Insidious 6, baby. Third most anticipated horror movie of 2026 besides Scream 7 and Evil Dead Burn. I cannot wait for Stranger Things Season 5, but good. Have you not seen Stranger Things Season 5, Peyton?
Ooh.
Is that what you mean? Oh, maybe you said you can't wait for Insidious 6, but Stranger Things Season 5 is good. Maybe you meant to say, oh no, that doesn't suck, because we were ripping on it earlier.
Yep.
What are your most anticipated films of the year, Knight?
I mean, I definitely think Scream was right at the top. I mean, obviously we spent a lot of time covering it and just, it's really part of our DNA, no doubt about that, as far as us as individual content creators, but also as the Lethal Collective. But Evil Dead Burn, man, I'm really excited about that. Obviously Insidious as well. With Evil Dead, it's more about the curiosity of, okay, what are they going to do this time?
Yeah.
Because, and you're right, this franchise has the roadmap and it's just a fun ride. You have these different creatives, you have different stories, and they're finding a way to keep this, 46-year-old franchise very, very fresh. I think Evil Dead Burn is probably right at the top. If I had to, rank it, which it's hard to do, man. But it's right at the top. It was right at the top underneath Scream 7, I should say.
Burn is 100% like my top spot for the rest of the year. I'm dying for that one, and we are also getting an Evil Dead Burn trailer this week, which will likely play in front of The Mummy. Which, man, two movies that I'm just like, oh my god, give them to me right now. Like those those both look crazy fun.
Oh yeah.
Bloody and disgusting. Yeah. But yeah, dude, without a doubt with Evil Dead Burn. And yeah, Scream 7, that was definitely up there, and I'm so sad that I didn't love that movie, because I think like pretty much almost everything else I have watched this year has like kind of delivered in a way. Like there's been a few little stinkers, but man, 2026 has been fucking great for horror,
Yeah, I think so, man. And I think that again, look, horror is the type of genre that has some really interesting ways that it evolves. And just like we've said many times, I just hope that Scream can find a way to evolve as well, because I think that that's going to be the key for the future. I really do. And as much as the trailers and the 50,000 TV spots made it seem like, we were going to have some evolving there, it was still nostalgia bait, and we knew that, but we thought that we were going to have some things we had never seen before. I won't get into that. The movie just didn't deliver that. So hopefully, as we move forward with 8 and so forth, I hope that they see that that's a very important thing, especially for the Scream franchise. Like, you know what I mean? Like the Scream franchise, that's what the DNA of that franchise is evolving horror, holding the mirror up to horror, the commentary on horror. And I just hope it doesn't lose that. I really do.
I totally agree. I think, we talk about Evil Dead and how excited we are for it so much because, like what you said, I mean, it's evolving. It's constantly pushing new barriers. We have a whole new guy in charge of the franchise, like with this new movie. And the same thing is to be said about the entry that they're currently filming right now, which is going to come out next year. I mean, that's insane. Like, how many franchises do something like that? That's why people are so excited for Evil Dead. You never know what you're going to get, how they're going to spin it in a new way. That is something that Scream needs so desperately and just does not have. And maybe it will moving into 8, but 7 just doesn't have that juice that makes, something like Evil Dead or the Predator franchise even.
I was just about, that is so, oh my God, bro. I was just about to say, look at Predator.
The Predator movies have been fucking fantastic, man.
Yeah. Animation as well, man. I mean, it's crazy. Like, look at what they did with Prey, and man, that just blew up. Everybody was like raving about it. Should have been a theatrical release.
Should have been.
And you would sit back and think. And granted, and I loved that movie, and I would love to see what more we can do in that particular world that they showed us. So you would think that the next film would just kind of follow that same formula, give us a little bit more what we got in Prey. That would have been the safe thing, right? Nope. They said, we're going to do Badlands. We're going to do something totally different. POV of the Predator. Sounds familiar. Some stuff we've been talking about for Scream. And it was amazing. It was amazing. Like, Predator has shown that, yes, we can still have some curveballs we're going to throw at you and have some great movies. That's another franchise that franchise is 40 years old. It's crazy.
Dude, and that's a ballsy play too, because Prey was a big streaming hit and people were like, why didn't this go to theaters? Like, you could have easily just made Prey 2 and that would have made like probably just as much, if not more money. But they, fucking Dan Trachtenberg is just like, nah, I want to do like this. I want to treat Predator like he's a fucking samurai, and we're gonna like do this insane story that it's so cool. It's such a cool, like, I don't give a fuck. I'm telling my cool stories in this universe that I love so much. And we need that energy applied to Scream and some of these other franchises that are just kind of fitting the mold. You know what I mean? Just like, oh, this is how you do a legacy sequel because everyone else has done it. Let's just do it that way with this franchise. That's boring, dude. That's so boring. And Predator and Evil Dead, they're like, yeah, fuck all that noise. We're gonna do our own thing, and they are succeeding, thriving, all the positives with those franchises, man.
Yeah, Agreed.
But Peyton, thank you for the 5. I appreciate the support. So excited for that Insidious 6 trailer. We spiraled there, didn't we? But
We did, man.
but man, I'm excited. That trailer is going to go hard. I'm very excited for this movie.
Me too.
Josh is throwing 5 out there saying, by the way, confirmed that James Wan did walk out of Lee Cronin's The Mummy. However, it wasn't because it was bad. It made him sick to his stomach. Ooh.
Wow. That's too bad. I mean, look, all I can say is if you're going to make James Wan, co-creator of Saw, sick to his stomach, then we're on the right track. I'm just saying, we got a good shot.
Dude, the reviews have been like overwhelmingly positive. The one I will say, you know, I have been nothing but praising this movie because I'm like, it looks great. I don't know where all the negative press is coming from. Lee Cronin pissed in the wrong guy's Cheerios or something. This movie's going to be good. I don't know what to tell you, but on top of that, I feel like one of the biggest things with this movie that was kind of like a big shock was the runtime. I don't know if you saw that or not. It's like 2 hours and 13 minutes. Do you think this one's going to be a little long in the tooth?
Well, I mean, you would think it would be, okay? I think it's going to be all about like maybe that first 20 minutes or so, like the setup. Like if the setup can really like get you invested in the world, you know, like some movies, they just, even if they're a long runtime, they don't feel like that. And then vice versa. You know, there's some movies that are only an hour and 40 minutes. And if that story isn't hitting you, it just feels like you're like at the DMV with a bunch of sloths. You know what I'm saying? So it just really, I think it's really going to depend on that first 15, 20 minutes of how invested you get into the story. I would, if I had to bet one way or the other, I don't think it'll be too long in the tooth. You know, there's a reason for that runtime, and I'm very hopeful that it's going to be amazing. I mean, we talked about, I know we always go back to Scream, but I mean, you know, we are talking Scream 8, but we talked about how especially 5, you know, had cut out, what I can't remember now. I think it was like 18 minutes of footage, something like that. And it was like, I would have loved to have seen that because it might have given the story, you know, some more time to breathe a little bit. And I have come around on 5 a lot, so I'm not criticizing it, but I'm just saying, I think audiences, we can handle 2 hours, you know, or 2 hours and 10 minutes or whatever. I don't think it's too long, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, like something like, and this isn't horror, of course, but like Project Hail Mary, like, that runtime didn't feel like it was 2 hours and 30 minutes or 2 hours and 25 minutes, whatever it was. It didn't feel like it. And I think, at least for me as a viewer, it's because I was just so invested and just waiting to see what was going to happen and hoping, you know, for these characters and so forth. So, yeah, hopefully the story will hit hard in that first quarter.
Well, and you know, the big conversation with this movie has been it's Lee Cronin, and this is the guy that did the previous Evil Dead film. So is this kind of like, you know, the Evil Dead Mummy movie? Is that what we're doing here? And like, I think the answer to that question is a little more complicated because, like, yes, but also there's a mystery element to this. Like, it's not so like cut and dry. Oh, we read from a book of the dead, and now our daughter has turned into a deadite. No, we found our daughter who was missing for 8 years, and she's been mummified and now is turned into a monster. There's a mystery element to this movie, I think, that maybe something like Evil Dead Rise didn't necessarily have. And I think that, like, I think to me, that's why I'm like, okay, maybe that makes sense why we're doing such a longer film, because there's this big mystery unfolding throughout that's maybe just more complicated than it seems. And I'm game for that, dude. Like, I'm here for that.
Yeah, I mean, again, you're telling a story that originally was very familiar, you know, as far as a mummy, the mummy, or what have you. And you're adding this element of like, okay, what happened in those years? Why did this happen? Who did it? And can we save her? Is there any, you know, is there any hope? And what are the fallback from all that? So yeah, I think that it could be really fun. And I'm gonna be honest with you, and I know you do as well. I love this type of horror where we get some story to really chew on. Like I said, I'm very hopeful for this. I really am, and I think Lee did a great job with Rise. I really do. That was such a fun Evil Dead film, and it had the DNA of an Evil Dead film, but it also kind of carved its own little path. I'm not saying that they reinvented the wheel or that he reinvented the wheel, but he did just enough to have its own identity in a franchise that is well worn.
100%, dude. Lee Cronin's gonna knock this thing out of the park. I have no doubts.
Yeah.
And there's been, of course, there's not all the updates have been positive, but I truthfully believe that this is gonna be like one of those like sleeper little hits of this year. I think it's gonna be great. And fuck, if it made James Wan like sick to his stomach, that's the best incentive to go see a horror movie ever. I don't know. I just don't know what to tell you.
It's funny because that whole thing when it came out, that he walked out, everybody was like, oh, it sucked and this and that. And, it's just like, guys, let's just wait to see what we get, from the news on it.
Well, like, and also, isn't this like one of the first big projects for like Atomic Blumhouse, which is like the merger? This is like the first big project to kick off that merger. So it's like, if this sucks, like they wouldn't, I don't even think they would release it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like this has got to be
either.
This has got to be a big epic. I mean, this is saying like, hey, here's what the future of, this merger is looking like. That's why I've been predicting that Blumhouse is about to go on this renaissance arc of just killer releases and all that. Like they got all new people kind of in charge of things in a way. It's still the same people, just more. it's a lot of, I mean, James Wan and Jason Blum now kind of working together, those two minds who, I mean, again, Jason Blum gets a lot of crap, but these are two guys who have made some of the, like, have been a part of the biggest horror movies in the last like 20, almost 30 years. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, dude, this isn't small potatoes anymore. I mean, this is huge.
Yeah, I mean, they obviously have a lot of talent, and they obviously have given a lot to horror, and I think that there should be that level of appreciation and respect to them, I mean,
for sure.
And I think, like you said, this being, this big joint venture, I agree. I don't think if they didn't have the confidence in it, I don't think they would release it either. They don't need to.
They don't need to.
You know what I'm saying? James doesn't need to, and neither does Jason. They could have been like, whoops, let's go into the next thing. You know what I mean? So they have confidence in it. And James Wan specifically, like, I think James is he's a legend. He's truly a legend. And I'm always like on his side as far as I'm invested in what he does. He's proven himself over years. You talking, like you said, like we're talking almost like 25 years or so in different genres as well. So yeah, I'm really excited about The Mummy. I think it's going to be great.
Hell yes. No doubts about it. See this one this weekend, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
A couple more days. Sarah Campbell, thank you for the 2. Oh, and Josh, by the way, thank you for supporting the page again. I appreciate you. Sarah, I love this super. This might be my favorite chat of the night. This is so great. I'm waiting for 2028, The Mummy 4 from Radio Silence with Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz coming back, and Fast Forever, baby.
We're going to space.
Yes. Again. We're going to space again. Let's clarify. Baby, let's... Yes, I am so... You don't understand. Fast X was the greatest theater experience of my life. And I'm wearing this. Listen, I'm going to the 11 a.m. showing Thursday morning. I'm wearing a suit. I'm going to wear a bald cap, sunglasses, tank top underneath the suit. I'm going to be in character as Vin Diesel the entire time. I'm so excited. Like, bring it on.
Killjoy Dom.
These movies are insane, but Sarah and I share a love for the Fast movies, and we just I can't wait for 700 more of them, basically.
Right? I mean, they're fun as hell, man. They're crazy and they're balls to the walls. And look, you got to give them credit, man. The way this thing started back in the day, who knew? We're just stealing a couple cars and racing, and now we're globetrotting. We're saving the universe. Who knew?
It's like the most inoffensive first movie, and then you get like immediately into the sequel, and we are doing some batshit crazy shit. Like, I mean, from the first sequel, like you think, oh, maybe it gets weird at some point. No, dude, the first sequel gets strange, and then it keeps getting weirder from there. And it's such a like, it's a franchise to be studied more so than even watched and enjoyed. Like, it's just such a fascinating, like, how did these decisions get greenlit and made? I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, once they did Tokyo Drift, I think that was the door was off the hinges. They were just like, you know what? We can do whatever we want. Let's just try it out. Tokyo Drift is the shit, man.
The opening scene of that movie is so fucking funny, like with the race or whatever. Dude, oh my God. I mean, it's so funny. I don't know. I love those cheesy ass movies. But Sarah, thank you for thank you for the love. Thank you for the laugh. I bring on Fast Forever. Let's make that happen sooner than later. Oliver loves Saw. Thank you for the 5. You're saying I'm already sitting in line for the next Saw movie. Hell yes, us too. You know how much we love. We've done multiple streams on the next Saw movie. We are very excited for it. Sorry I haven't been watching much. Dealing with a lot of health issues. Must lose weight for. Oh man, I'm so sorry, Oliver. That's no good. You got to lose weight for back surgery. 2 vertebrae are touching each other. I'm so sorry about that, dude. That's terrible.
Yeah, man. Much love. Hope that it all goes well. Definitely, if you're able to, and if you want, keep us updated, bro.
Yeah, keep us updated if you can, dude. Health is the most important thing. So, just take care of what you got to take care of, dude. We'll still be here when you get back, So much love to you, man. Wishing you some better health. Thank you for supporting the page. And I just, hope that all works out, man. That's never back stuff, especially that is never fun, dude. So much love to you.
Yep.
We also got Sarah hanging out with us. What's up? What's up? I love your profile picture. I just noticed that, and I'm like, ooh, that's a good movie right there. Love that one. Field of Screams, another great name. What's up? Hoping for a speedy recovery for Oliver. Hell yes.
Yes.
Hell yes. Hell yes. Very good stuff there. Chris is also saying, no way the original Predator is a top 100 best movie of all time. I wouldn't disagree. How do you feel about the original Predator, Knight?
Bro, the original Predator, and I've said this many times on my page, is one of the greatest movies of all time. I mean, it gets me so hyped. I've seen that movie easily a couple hundred times, and I might be lowballing it. I mean, it is just so bonkers. Like, all of those dudes, Bill Duke, Carl Weathers, all of them, Jesse Ventura, they're just so badass. And it's like I'm watching them and I'm just like, yeah, and it's like, and we haven't even gotten the Predator in the film yet. And once the Predator is in the film, it's like, the shit's crazy, man. That movie is so amazing. I think John McTiernan, first of all, if you're going to direct Predator and Die Hard, you're goated, okay? Literally, you're goated. And he just knew exactly what to do with that cast, and Predator still stands tall to this day for me personally. So does Die Hard, by the way.
And you made a good point about Predator. I don't even need the Predator in the film for it to be good. I loved the first act personally. Like I think it's really well done, and it's such an interesting little story, just how it stands. And then you throw one of the coolest, most iconic aliens into the mix as well, and it's like, oh shit, it's a great movie, dude. I mean, I still think it's probably the best Predator film. I think Prey is definitely up there. Badlands definitely up there too. I really like all of the Predator movies except The Predator, if I'm being honest.
Right? Oh my God, that is so true. I remember we went through the Predator movies, one by one. And once we got to The Predator, I mean, bro, it was just like we had to just shake our heads. And I couldn't believe it, man, because it's like, just if you are part of the original film, like the director was, it's like you got to have a sense of what made that movie so special. And I'm not saying you try to recreate that or anything, but it just felt like The Predator just didn't have the soul that made all of the other films at least good, maybe not great, but all the other films good. And the Predator, and it's too bad because they got a really good cast too. I actually love the cast of The Predator.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it just didn't come together.
I don't know what it is. Like, it's got a lot of weird plot things that are just like, what? Like, why are we doing that? I'm not even going to touch that because that's a whole controversial thing, which is like, immediately turns me away. But on top of that, I just feel like it's just, I don't know if it's like the pacing. There's something stilted about the story. Like there's some cool action sequences here and there, sure, but
Yeah.
the story just doesn't feel put together very well at all in that one.
Mm.
So it's a major disappointment. Thankfully, Dan Trachtenberg has gotten the series on track. On
Yeah.
Trachtenberg, one might say.
You worked that in.
That was bad. Yikes. But Peyton, thank you for the 10. Thankfully, we have a segue here. Appreciate the support. I was saying the good version of Stranger Things season. You're saying like the new Insidious is going to be the good version of Stranger Things season 5. I got you, because monsters are coming from the upside down into the real world. What happened? I lost my camera. Hang on. Something's going on here. But anyways, I'm back. I traveled into the upside down real quick and now I'm back. Oh my God.
Say hello to 11 for me.
The Duffer Brothers are like, stop talking bad about our show, damn it.
Right?
No, we're chilling now. Thank God. I don't know what happened. But anyways, upside down into the real world, Stranger Things 5 sucked, but Insidious is going to be good because the plots are the same. But this, hopefully this one's done better, right? So it's funny, Night. I told my fiance and I, we both love Insidious, and I told her the plot of this movie, and she's like, "Oh, so it's Stranger Things season 5." I mean, immediate her first reaction to it, I'm like, "Damn it!" Yeah. Everyone's gonna make that comparison, right? So, how do you feel about that, though? Do you think like is that weird to you that it's so similar, or what are your thoughts?
I mean, I guess maybe it's weird in the sense that myself and you and so many other people obviously are big fans of Stranger Things, so you do have that parallel, just like with Ready or Not 2 and They Will Kill You. It's like, bro, how did these two movies decide to come out a week or two between each other? But I definitely think Insidious, if nothing else, can have the advantage if it's a good film like we think it will be, to do it right.
Yeah.
And also have some great scares. I mean, Stranger Things 5, Stranger Things was never really about the scares, but I do think that one thing I had an issue with Stranger Things 5 was that it just didn't feel like there was, like those moments that would really creep you out. And, Vecna had some moments, but even Vecna, I felt, really didn't hit like I was thinking, and maybe that was high expectations, but it's Stranger Things. I mean, I love that show.
Yeah, there was still some cool stuff about it, overall. I think some of the visuals were really gorgeous in that final season, just like season 4. But I just like coming off of the high of season 4, at least for me, where you have like all these weird storylines that do kind of end up working together. I was really impressed by that with season 4. And season 5 was just like this very long, slow slog, and it was just it's so night and day from where we came from with the previous season, or seasons maybe even. And just to take that kind of approach in your final season, which is like your big climax, and it's like kind of one of the least exciting seasons in that regard. I don't know. It has its high points. Episode 4 I thought was pretty good, and maybe the last episode a bit, but it is a much slower season than you would expect for the climax of your entire story.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and again, I didn't hate it, but it definitely had a lot of problems. And again, expectations, they're high, but look, man, that's the price you pay for success. I mean, the show did a lot of great things, had a lot of great moments and seasons. And so, you reap the rewards, you also got to reap the criticism. So
that's what it is, man. Nothing is perfect, right? Nothing is perfect all the way through.
Except for Predator.
Except for Predator. That's the exception to the rule. I love that. Peyton, I cannot wait for this Insidious trailer dropping very soon here. It ought to kick ass. I will be staying up very late to cover it, so we can probably get a video from me at like fucking midnight or something. We'll see what happens. But Peyton, thank you for the 10. I really do appreciate it. Erica is going to help us get to the gold. Only one more, and I think we've done it. But with the power of family, baby. Dom Toretto's spirit can be felt in the stream tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Family. I
you
love
didn't
that.
even have your car.
You might have taken my car from me and literally everything else, but you can't take away the power of family. I think that's a quote from one of the films. Pretty sure.
You can't.
I love it so much. Sarah, thank you for the 2. Thanks for helping us finish up our goal for the night. We appreciate that greatly. Very exciting stuff. But dude, we have so many good movies to come, especially in May. Like, my God, there's so many movies coming out this May that are hype as fuck. Some movies I'm personally excited for is Obsession, which is something we haven't talked about tonight.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this one? Because it is getting an unbelievable amount of buzz at studios, festivals, whatever.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how it goes too, man. I mean, anytime you get a chance to see something that's new, again, I'm all for it. Horror has been finding a way to just craft some great stories and come out of left field, and I definitely think that this could be really good. And we've got is it Curry Barker?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, let's do it. I mean, seriously. I mean, anything that deals with weird objects and all of that is like, I love those types of stories. I really do. So yeah.
Be careful what you wish for and all that, right?
Be careful what you wish for, because bro, I think it's going to be good though. I really do.
I'm really excited for it too, man. And I don't know if you've seen any of his other films, like, that are literally free here on YouTube, but dude,
I haven't.
Oh my God. I like go to his channel and just watch some of those. Like, he has a bunch of short films that are horror, but then he has like this feature that's up on his YouTube channel for free, which is insane. It's called Milk and Cereal. It's genuinely like one of the best found footage movies this decade.
I've heard of that, but I haven't seen it. So it's that good, huh?
I was like, I don't want to overhype it, but like, to me, it's probably my favorite found footage movie that I've seen in the 2020s. Like, it's just so not where you would expect it to go. It starts in such a like just like Obsession. I feel, I haven't seen the film yet, but like, you can tell it's a monkey paw story. Like, I've seen movies like this before, where it's like, someone wishes for something and it goes horribly wrong. This is Milk and Cereal is a movie that starts with like, it's a prank that goes wrong. That's all I'm going to say. And where it goes, it's just like, what the fuck? Like, I never thought we would end up in, this is where we would go. There's twists on top of twists, and it's so convoluted, and yet somehow he still finds a way to make it all work. And that's what I think, is so impressive about Curry Barker. That's why I think Obsession could be #1 of the whole year.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm excited for it. I love these types of stories. I love to see where they go and how they can craft it. So yeah, it's definitely up there. It was definitely in my top 10, for films that I was looking forward to this year. No doubt about that.
100%, man. Lots of good stuff.
And that's not just horror, just top 10 films, in any genre this year. And this was definitely in there. I'm really excited for it.
What else are you excited for? Like, even outside the realm of horror, I'm just curious.
Oh, I listen, and I just started to kind of tease it and talk about it a little bit on my page. I can't wait for Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Get the hell out of here. I love Christopher Nolan so much. And what a cast. He's literally got everybody in Hollywood in this freaking movie. And I'm here for it. I love Matt Damon. Have been a big fan of Matt Damon forever. And this is the oldest story ever told, basically. I mean, and I'm really curious to see how Nolan puts his touch on it, because he has a very distinctive style. And yeah, man, I'm so excited for that. I'm excited for Dune. Of course, I'm excited for of course I'm excited for Spider-Man and Avengers to see, can we continue to pick up the pieces of the MCU and make this thing work, but yeah, it's a lot of great movies that are coming out, man. And I think 2026 is going to be, as far as like the box office for the year, I think they got a good shot of like breaking some records. I really do.
Dude, yeah, and it's been tough since 2020, right? At the theaters, to kind of build that back up. People got used to staying home, but I feel like now there's, after the last couple of years especially, like, people are like, oh man, theaters are like, that would suck if theaters died. More and more people are starting to show up, which is great. And on top of that, though, there has been like great original movies, like not just IP stuff. And that, I feel like that's another big reason that has driven people to the box office. People are like really putting all this effort into just original IPs and turning out new products, opposed to just franchise continuations. And I think things like Obsession and I mean, like, I know Dune's like an older thing, but I feel like this is the first time we've really seen it come to life in this
Yeah,
way. No,
yeah,
no shade towards Mr. David Lynch, of course. So much respect for him. He's a
that's
master.
right.
But
That's right.
I, you know, these movies are just fantastic. I mean, oh my god, the Dune 2 was so fucking good.
Bro, when we left the theater, I remember Corey and I, we went to the theater. We walked outside of the theater and we're in the lobby, and I was just standing there like, this might be one of the greatest sci-fi movies I have ever seen. And for me, that is saying a lot because I love sci-fi. Since I was a little kid watching Empire Strikes Back and all of that stuff, Blade Runner, all these things. But Dune 2 was so amazing and beautiful, absolutely gorgeous to see on the big screen. And Denis Villeneuve, man, another master. I mean, think about that. We've got a year where we got Christopher Nolan and Denis Villeneuve with brand new movies. Like, what are we doing? That is awesome stuff for film fans. It truly
Oh,
is.
dude. Oh man, yeah.
And and Steven Spielberg. I just saw it in the chat.
Yes.
The goat himself. We are still not worthy. Steven Spielberg, still the goat. I want to see Disclosure Day too.
And you know what, dude? I don't know. I don't know what this movie is because, like, the one impression I got from the trailer is Emily Blunt doing strange throat noises. But listen, it's Steven Spielberg doing sci-fi, so I'm there day one. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm like, whatever this is, I will check it out. Come on,
right? I mean, like the goat is back. You know, I mean, could this be like a secret spiritual sequel to Close Encounters? I mean, who knows? I don't know, but I'm here for it. You know, he crafted the story. You know, the story was his idea, and he's directing it. I love it. I love it. He's still just one of the greatest directors in my mind ever. You know.
And David Coep's writing it, dude. I mean, like, that's a great writer that doesn't get enough praise, I feel.
Right? Yeah. I mean, you know, we got the Jurassic Park crew back together. I mean, let's go, baby.
I think this could be good. The trailer leaves you wanting more, and maybe that's a good thing. Is how I'm sitting with it right now, because I'm just like, I barely even know what this movie is, but it looks weird, and you know what? I'm down for weird, bro. So I hope it delivers. But it's oddly it's weirdly hasn't super much been on my radar, but I'm hoping that it delivers when it finally does drop. So keeping my fingers crossed on that one. It's Steven Spielberg. No reason to have any doubts. Come on now.
Yeah. Exactly.
Gina's throwing 5 out there saying, have you seen the rumor about Ronaldo being in Fast 11 as a villain?
Of course he is. Why wouldn't he be, Gina?
I will, to that point, you know, everyone on planet Earth loves Ronaldo, but what I will say is if Jason Momoa isn't back in some capacity, I will be upset, because he was just giving the performance of a lifetime in Fast X. It is one of the silliest villain performances of all time. I don't care. I will stand on that ground confidently.
Yeah, man, he was so suave and like, I don't even know. He was so loosey goosey and suave. I thought Javier Bardem as the Bond villain would always be the ultimate example of an actor just kind of just letting it go. But you're right, Jason took the crown on that one.
Again, Fast X is a movie that I just marvel at, because it is it's a bad film.
Yeah.
But big but there are moments of that film that are just so weird. It's like you can't take your eyes off the screen. It's a film to be they should have entire classes on Fast X, because I really think it is something to marvel at, and I'll never stop talking about it. But Jason Momoa's performance in this movie is so outrageous. It's like you just can't help but be so engaged with it. You're like, what the fuck is he's talking to dead bodies. It turns into a straight up horror movie at one point. You're like, what is the tonal whiplash of Fast X? Again, is just another thing that I think should be studied.
Yeah. And they just don't give an F.
They did not give a fuck. Every single decision made on that set was cocaine fueled, and you can't tell me otherwise. I love it. I don't know. I love it. Bring on Fast 11. If it's more of that Fast X lightning in a bottle so bad it's good energy, I'll take it.
Yeah, I know, man. Let's just do more, reality defying shit. It's like, I'm here for it.
Going to space again, like we said. We're
Yeah.
Ronaldo in space. Let's make it happen, man. Gina, thank you for the 5. We have really gone off the rails with this stream. Did you say you had to get going around 8:30? I'm not keeping you, am I?
No, well, no, I'm good for a few more minutes. This is fun, man.
Okay, rock.
We're like off the map on this episode. In my personal opinion, this is fun.
Hell yes, the way it should be is what I say.
True. It's true.
Always good to have fun on stream, man. But just let me know. I don't want to keep you too long. I always feel bad if you got other things going on. So just let me know.
No, I'm good. I'm good for a few more minutes. I haven't gotten the bell rung yet.
Well, my bell might be rung here by YouTube because what is this name? I can't pronounce. I can't say that. Probably that's probably too far even for YouTube. But what's up, my friend? Scream 8. I should say, what's up, my comrade? Scream 8, a group of ghost faces form and start committing. I can't say that other. I can't say like any of this. So I'm just gonna say I'm gonna wave, smile and wave. Thank you for being with us.
There you go.
Thank you, comrade. Appreciate you. Fort Misery Gaming is saying it's like Fight Club in this chat. I swear I haven't even said the name of the killer and I'm already slapped. Huh? The name of what killer? What are we talking about? Oh, yeah. Don't spoil Dexter for me, please, for the love of God. I'm getting through the last couple episodes of season 1.
Yeah.
Dude. I just got the reveal of who the ice truck killer is in episode 8.
Yes.
Oh, man. You've seen it, right? We've talked about this a little bit.
Oh yeah. It's such a great show, man. When you first told me that you were going to be doing this, I actually said to Corey, and I was like, bro, we should rewatch this, because we just went through the whole show, or at least I did, because I had never seen it, and I think it was last summer. I went through the whole thing. It took us like, I don't know, it was maybe 3 months. But we were literally watching Dexter all the time to go through all of the seasons, and it was so much fun. It really was.
I'm so excited to watch it, and like the whole time I've been getting through season 1, I'm just like, how have I never seen this? Like this is a show that I know I would like. Like had I watched this years ago, I would have just nonstop be talking about it because I love shit like this, like diving into the psyche of a killer, and that is like what the entire show has been about so far. I'm eating up every single second. There has not been a moment of any episode where I've just been like, no, it's all hit. And the ice, I'm just so like, I don't even want to talk about it because I don't want any clues or anything. But just the reveal of who the ice truck killer was the entire time, like I was fucking floored. Like it's one of my favorite videos I've ever made for this page because the reaction was just so like, holy fuck, like no way it was him like the whole time. And I don't know, I'm so excited. Say no more.
Right. No, it's a great show. It really is.
Can't wait to get through it, man. And one other Dexter note, and then we'll move on to this. Thank you for the support, my friend. I've been seeing all the Resurrection season 2 updates, and I feel like I'm getting things spoiled, and I'm really bummed about that.
I think you got to try to stay away from all of that, to be quite honest with you, man. Because to me, and this is no spoiler whatsoever, but as you go through this series, like they really found a way to do some cool shit. And as I was watching it, and I had heard from a lot of my friends, especially my brother, he kept saying, you got to watch Dexter. And I'm like, yeah, I will at some point. And I finally pulled the trigger. And so I was watching it with Coriander, and each season I was just like, I can't believe they keep, making this work and making me like surprised and shocked and oohing and on, and it's a great show, and they really are able to maintain that all the way through.
That that's so exciting. That's so exciting to me. I can't wait for the rest of it, man. It's going to be a really fun series to cover for like basically the foreseeable future.
Yeah, I mean, we were sad, especially because Coriander had seen it, except for Resurrection, season 1, and so for me it was all new. And when we got to the end of Resurrection, I was sad. I was literally sad because it's like, man, it's like this is something that I've been doing for whatever it was. Like I said, 2.5, 3 months, consistently watching these old episodes. And yeah, man, it's a great one. It really is.
Well, I know that Uma Thurman is in the show in some way, shape, or form now, which like I wish I had discovered that on my own, but you know, and I'm happy she's back for Resurrection in somehow, some way. And I'm just I'm excited to get to that point in the show. I guess that's what I'll say. One of my favorite actresses of all time. Did not know
Oh,
she was part of this. So
oh gosh, she's amazing, bro.
yeah.
I love her. You're right.
Oh my God. I mean, I've never seen a movie with her where I was like, no. I mean, she elevates everything. But
Yep.
that's a rant right there. But SC-QR9MZ, thank you for the 5. I appreciate the support. Are you a robot, perhaps? You're saying, has there been a great horror movie yet this year? Question mark. The Bone Temple, yes, 100%. I'm thinking, and Send Help. Both of those
Yes.
are great horror films.
Yes, yes. Love Send Help. Oh my god.
So, I mean, January movies too. Can we put a big emphasis on that? 2 January movies. We are just glazing right now. Insanity. I'm thinking The Mummy or Ice Cream Man could be it. Dying for you mean Werewolf or whatever, whatever the fuck it is. I'm so excited for that movie too, dude. Knight, I want to throw this to you because we just mentioned a lot of crazy movies. First of all, has there been a great horror movie yet this year? And are you excited for Mummy, Ice Cream Man, Werewolf from Robert Eggers? Let me know your thoughts.
I think Send Help, and it's so funny that was mentioned because I haven't even really talked about it with you. That was so much fun.
Oh my God.
It was just so bonkers and so much fun. And once again, Sam Raimi, just showing why he's a master. You know, he is a master, and I just loved that movie so much. To me, I think that might be overall my favorite horror film of the year so far. The Mummy, like we said earlier, I think is going to be really, really good. Ice Cream Man, can't wait to see it. I think that's going to be really good. And bro, Robert Eggers, come on, come on. I absolutely love that dude through and through. He is a visionary.
Yeah.
He's a visionary. When you do a movie like The Witch and you take months to build sets and not have any artificial light because you want it to be that authentic, you're all right. Okay? Like, this is a guy that goes all the way, and I can't wait to see what he's going to do. I absolutely loved Nosferatu. That was again an experience. He's a visionary. So yeah, I'm so psyched for Robert Eggers. He's one of my favorite directors going in the last 15 years.
There's a lot of directors who have made who have filmographies that are across the board pretty fantastic. But I would actually go so far as to say Robert Eggers has made 4 feature films that are all in and of themselves masterpieces. And that is just so that is such an impossible task, that like a Herculean task that he has somehow accomplished. And I expect exactly the same thing from his upcoming feature here. I mean, 4 films that are just some of the very best from the time period that they came out. The Witch, The Lighthouse, The Northman, which does not get talked about enough.
Right?
The Northman is a fucking Viking masterpiece. Holy shit. And then what's Nosferatu, of course, which is like one of my favorite versions of that story. Man.
And they're all different.
They're all different and great for totally different reasons. Period pieces, but like they have different things going on. And I could just go on and on and on about how amazing his filmography is. Werewolf is gonna fucking kick ass. It could be the best werewolf movie in a very long time.
Yep. And that's saying a lot because we've had some good ones, especially in the 80s. So we'll see. But I know one thing, it's gonna be a beautiful movie. It's gonna, send us on a journey. And I'm here for it, man. I think Robert has such a great style, and he's got a vision. He's a visionary. Like, these are the type of directors, and Nosferatu was successful, in the theater,
dude.
So I was thankful for that. And again, we got to keep, for us as horror fans, these are the types of creatives that we want to continue to support and celebrate and bring light to, because they're doing amazing work. They're doing work that is outside of the norm. They're creating worlds. They're amazing us in so many ways. So yeah, I'm so excited for him. I really am.
100%, man. That's gonna fucking bang. And I really think, to your point about Mummy and Ice Cream Man, I really think these are gonna end up in our top 10 lists by the end of the year. Like, I have a lot of faith in both of those movies.
Mhm.
I really think those ought to be those ought to be something to look out for, both of those releases. But I'm trying to think, like, I guess the only other one like that's really like, okay, this is gonna be like record breaking, like a movie we talked about for years and years to come. I really think that's going to be Obsession, dude. I can't just the way that people are talking about it who are getting to see it early. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like they're marveling over it. They're like, where has this movie been? And whenever you hear shit like that, like, it's like, that's something really special. So Obsession to me is like the next big movie to look out for. Probably the Mummy too, but Obsession next month, man, that's the one that I'm definitely like, wow, okay, that ought to be like, that's going to be this year's like The Substance, or, something like
Yeah.
that. That's
I
what I'm
was
looking
just
at it like.
that's what I was thinking too. When you think of something like, when The Substance came out, or Hereditary, or movies like that just kind of just blew it up because it was
Define a
just
whole
so.
year of horror.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So I think it definitely could be on that level, and do. And again, that's such great news, and something to marvel at. The anticipation, the possibilities, and hopefully the fruition of it. Horror is doing a lot of cool stuff. It really is, and that's great news for all of us as fans. It really is.
100%. What 100%. We have been in this like kind of renaissance of horror for the last, basically the whole decade, in
Yeah.
a way. And it's been really great to, kind of cover it and be a part of it in a very small way.
Yes.
I've been having a blast, man. Oh my God. What a crazy last couple of years it's been. But
Yep.
my friend, thank you for the 5 SC-QR9MZ. I appreciate the supports. If you're a robot, I still love you because you love horror movies, and I think that's really cool. So thank you for being with us. Thank you for the support. And Knight, I won't keep you for too much longer, but I do want to ask about this. May is asking us a little bit about Hokum, and I'm
Oh yeah, May's got a big, yeah, yeah. I know she's really looking forward to that.
we haven't talked about that at all tonight. I am very much so looking forward to it. What
Yep.
are your thoughts on the third feature from Damian McCarthy?
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. I mean, anytime you're talking about supernatural horror, I mean, I'm always kind of like, yeah, this could be really cool. Like these are the types of movies that if they're done well, I really love them. I know some folks have certain, subgenres that they're big into. I love supernatural horror. I really do. You got Adam Scott. I mean, come on, man, this is great. I'm like, I definitely want to see where this is gonna go. So this is definitely on my anticipated list as well.
Oh, 100, dude, 100%. That first trailer for this movie where it's like the scary and Magnificent Loco's even saying it, like the bunny mask person, like just hanging out there. Like, oh my God. I mean, that sent me the first time I saw it. Da-
Yes.
Damian McCarthy has a way about like I don't know if it's the way he shoots things or what it is, but he just knows how to take his time and wait for a scare to land.
Mhm.
There are moments in both Caveat and Oddity that, I mean, they just make me want to jump out of my fucking skin, and I just
Yes.
know Hokum is going to deliver on that element as well.
Yeah, yeah. Oddity definitely was kind of a moment. And I remember when we finally got a chance to watch that, I was just like, bro, we gotta keep an eye on this guy. Because again, there's I think what's cool, and I know we just said this a minute ago, but I think what's so cool is when you have these different directors that are finding interesting ways to scare us. They're finding interesting ways to tell us stories that aren't necessarily um, new, but it's what they're injecting into it that creates its own identity. That's so cool. I mean,
Yeah.
seriously. I mean, these are things that, like, the kids that are growing up, like you said, this last decade or whatever, the kids that are into horror right now, I'm so excited for them, because myself growing up and, seeing the peak of, the big three, or well, the big four with Scream as well, and kind of being around at that time, and it really imprinted itself into my DNA as a horror fan. And for these kids that have been growing up and watching horror and living horror in the last decade, dozen years, I think they've got a good little foundation. to kind of, fall back on and to reminisce about as they get older. And it's stuff that's going to last. It's stuff that's really going to last. Like, as much as I love the big three, we know there were some stinkers. We know there were some bad Freddy movies and Jason movies and so forth. And there's still love for that. But a lot of these films of the last decade, they're special. And I think Hokum could be really good. I really do.
It's so interesting to me too that, sorry, not to spiral too far from Hokum, but what you said about like icons and people that we look up to. Like, we have all different kinds of icons in this day and age that I'm so excited to see how that influences like the next big wave of horror, like moving into like the 2030s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For instance, like, I mean, I'm not so crazy about Five Nights at Freddy's. It's a concept that fascinates me, but like, there is no doubt in my mind that Freddy Fazbear is like basically the Jason Voorhees of the younger people right now. Like, everyone recognizes that character. I would say Ghostface is still up there very much so as well. And I'm so curious to see like what that inspires. You know what I mean? I'm always so curious to see like what the next wave is based on what came before, because it's always kind of standing on the shoulders of what came before, and it's in a new way how new personalities kind of take those concepts and flush them into something else. That's always fascinates me.
No, it is fascinating, and again, it's a lot of different possibilities. Like you said, something like Freddy uh, speaks to these kids. Speaks to those fears and speaks to the cheers. And it's like, that's so interesting. And where is that going to go? How is that going to morph? I mean, I think that for the 80s and the 90s, finding ways for slashers to just move to the forefront and become literal superstars, like that was like an interesting thing. And then it kind of pivoted into the 2000s, and you had things like Final Destination and Saw and Paranormal Activity, and they were trying to find a different way to craft those fears and scares and screams and stuff. And it's going to be interesting to see how this last dozen years will shape what comes into the 2030s.
Yeah, and it is also like about the time period too, right? Like, I mean, like, you see horror get really violent in the 2000s when like war is going on everywhere. There's all this horrible shit going on in the world, and horror kind of reflects that. I almost feel like we're in a similar spot now. Like, horror is getting really violent and like everything's got like a quota of blood and gore in a way. Like, even Scream 7, you know what I mean? We shit on that movie quite a bit, but they made a point to go like balls to the wall brutal with the kills. Why is that? It's because like I feel like that's very reflective of everything going on right now in a way. Like, Terrifier is crazy popular. You know what I mean? People love seeing that, and I think there's a reason for that. And I don't know, it's so fascinating, like that how the real world affects the state of horror has been something that, if you look back on every different time period, it's so different, it's so weird. I love it. It fascinates me. Gets into like psychology a little bit, and I think that's interesting.
Man. I agree. Horror is very much like that portal for things going on in the real world, and you hear so many of the great directors especially talk about that. Wes Craven, talked about that, the beginning of his career and Last House on the Left, and how Vietnam was a big part of what shaped the way he approached that film. And the list goes on and on and on. And so I think, if nothing else, you got to give horror a lot of credit for being that aware of the world and kind of speaking to things that are going on at the time. It's very cool, and I don't think a lot of people give horror that type of credit that they should.
The best horror movies answer the question of like, what are we afraid of right now, and kind of explore that, you know what I mean, in a maybe a really uncomfortable way. I think that's why something like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre has stood the test of time.
Yes.
that movie, I want to say it's subtle in the sense of what it hits on politically, but like it's there, dude. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where it's like, oh, the economy was totally in the dumpster during that time period, and like they just, that you can feel that throughout the whole film. And it's a masterpiece because of those little elements, because it spoke to people of that time period. And I think a lot of the horror that's hitting nowadays is in some way in that same realm. You know what I mean? Like nostalgic horror is really popular. I think that's part of the Five Nights at Freddy's craze, is the nostalgia of it. It's like, oh, like we're in real life, we're seeing things like Chuck E. Cheese, kind of not become popular anymore. And yet still, every now and then you'll still see kids running around a Chuck E. Cheese. And I think, like, as I'm not in this, I'm almost 30, but I imagine kids going to a Chuck E. Cheese now and seeing like it basically being dilapidated. That's kind of scary. You know what I mean? I think that's where you get the popularity of something like Five Nights at Freddy's now. And that's just a small example. I don't know why that's on in my brain, bouncing around my subconscious, but that's so fascinating that that's become such a big thing. Probably because so many people have had that experience. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that is to me the most interesting thing about horror. When horror can hit on something like that, I'm in, I'm locked in, I'm fucking down. It's why I loved The Substance, Weapons. I mean, so many Sinners, so many movies like that kind of hit on that element of what's going on in the world today. So,
right. And it just shows, again, horror is very intelligent, and horror can be multifaceted. It can have those layers, it's not, it's not, that bottomless genre of film that it used to have as a label. There's great stuff that can come out of horror, and that's why, as a fan, I've just always been so entertained through all of these years, all these different phases of horror, the decades, the different subgenres. And I think it's going to continue for quite a while, because, like you said, we've got a renaissance, man. We're like hitting on all cylinders, bro. When you are at the Academy Awards and you're leading with Conan coming out looking like Aunt Gladys, and you're giving all this praise to Sinners and Frankenstein, Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, it's like, bro, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're not all the way there yet, but we're getting a lot of respect, and people are understanding that horror can have a lot to say, and that's awesome.
It's really a wonderful state that the genre's in right now. Yeah, the respect especially is something where it's like, thank you, finally. We're finally, we should have had this 30, maybe even longer than that ago, but thankfully we are kind of getting there a little bit, and 2025 was definitely a big step forward in those regards. So, man, what a great note to end this stream on. My God, I love horror. I could talk about it all the time. And Knight, it's always great talking horror with you, my friend.
Absolutely, man. It's always great talking with you as well, man. This is like, we're able to just like reminisce, and we're able to go down rabbit holes, and it's great. It really is. And thank you for letting me do this, seriously, because when you said, hey, do you want to stream now? I was like, yeah, so that was just great, man.
The show must go on, baby. We love it. Guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate you all. Please subscribe to the Night Watch Zone if you have not already. He's awesome. He loves talking horror. He's got a big passion for it. I mean, just look at him. Come on now, go subscribe to his page. Knight, thank you again for joining me, dude. And it was a blast talking horror as always.
Absolutely, brother. Much love.
Hell yeah, dude. Thank you guys for being with us. Peace out. Goodbye. I will see you all tomorrow, and Insidious video coming very soon. Bye-bye.